I'm Dr. Anisha and I'm a psychiatrist, and today I would want to discuss about and see if you feel that you have a substance use problems. Do you really qualify as someone who could be under the category of substance use disorder or someone who's suffering with substance dependence? When I say substance, I think it includes alcohol, it includes smoking, it includes cannabis and a variety of drugs that are usually taken for leisure. But sometimes the amount becomes so much that you see problems in different spheres of life, including your professional work, your personal life, your physical health, your mental health, etc. And while you are undergoing the process of IVF also, does it really become a problem if you're using a substance or if you're addicted to a substance? Firstly, let's see if you are actually addicted to a substance, or in medical terms, what we call as substance use disorder or substance dependence. You know how when we are younger, we experiment with drugs. We would probably take one cigarette or start with taking one beer just as curiosity, or drinking with our friends or peers. But as time progresses, what happens is that the fun or the enjoyment that you were probably getting from one drink or that one beer does not give you the same pleasure. And over time, that amount keeps on increasing and increasing. And in a few years, you see that you're not drinking that amount of alcohol, probably 1 liter of bottle, or you're not smoking one carton of cigarette just to feel happy. You're actually doing that because if you don't do that, your daily functioning is impaired, your mood is impaired, you don't feel very happy, you feel very irritable. That are basically signs of telling you that you've increased your amount over the years. And now if you're not taking the substance in a higher amount, you don't feel your normal self. And that's one major sign when you should realize that probably it's not just something that I'm doing for pleasure, it's something that's more severe than that. Secondly, what happens is increasing amount and tolerance. After increasing amount and tolerance, you also develop a lot of craving for substances. When I say craving, you actually have an extreme amount of urge to take the substance, including whatever that you may be struggling with. It could be alcohol, it could be cannabis, it could be cocaine, whatever. And the craving actually is an urge that you feel that you need to take the substance, and it's so compulsive in some ways that you don't relax or you don't feel at your normal self till you actually go through with it and take the substance. Another important criteria that we need to understand is loss of control. When I say loss of control, it basically means that you plan to probably drink 30 ml of a drink, you plan to take probably 2 cigarettes per day, but you see yourself repeatedly increasing your amount every day. It's not that you're able to stop at 1 or 2 glasses. You actually go on, and you realize later that, oh, I don't really have a control on myself. That was entirely untrue. And that's when you do realize that your problem is bigger than what you're thinking. Another very important thing that we need to understand is salience. When I say salience, what it means is that because most of your time is spent procuring the substance that you're taking or using the substance, and or because of its effect, most of your day is spent in the activities which are related to the substance. And because of that, you're not giving importance to the other tasks that are expected out of you. It could be including anything, your family responsibilities, your work responsibilities. Somehow the substance that you're using takes priority over everything else. Including that, you will also see that there are some physical changes. You might see the liver parameters are not okay, or you're not feeling as active as you used to be. Your blood pressure is very high. You're having multiple physical complaints that you did not used to have. And you somewhere know that, okay, maybe my intake of alcohol or intake of smoking has something to do with that, and I really need to cut back. But that's not something that you're actually able to follow through. Another thing is that you feel withdrawal symptoms. And when I say withdrawal symptoms, when you're not taking the substance, you don't sleep very well. Your mood's not very happy. You're constantly irritable. You're impulsive. You're annoyed. And sometimes you can actually have symptoms such as tremors. You might feel actually very weak. In severe cases of alcohol withdrawal, people actually go on to develop seizures or a very confused state. So this is another criteria that you actually may be having a more severe dependence than you actually think that you You probably may be having a dependence rather than just a small amount of use, or what you might consider as a normal use. If you actually even have 3 of the 6 criteria that I've just spoken about, it's quite likely that you're suffering from substance use disorder. Whichever substance you're taking, mostly I would like to highlight the fact that if you're undergoing an IVF procedure, you're actually meeting your doctor, you're going through multiple procedures, and you're also continuously using your substance and you're not able to give up on that. It's actually quite extremely detrimental to your process of IVF. Substance use, they don't just affect you mentally and you physically, but also while you're going through this process, it will have multiple problems on each and every organ that you have. Specifically, when we talk about the things that are important during IVF, what's your sperm motility, what is the quality of your eggs in females, how are your hormones, your important hormones including testosterone, your luteinizing hormone, your FSH, everything is poorly impacted by your substance use. Not just that, the function of testes are actually negatively impacted by any sort of substance that you're using. So if you're very, very serious about this process of going through an IVF and getting a child out of it, it's really recommended that you be insightful about your substance use. If you are struggling with something, now we are in such an advanced stage of medical science, we know that there's help available for everything. There are non-pharmacological treatments, there's therapy available. If you're not able to do that, there's a lot of pharmacological help available. There are medicines to curb the craving, there are medicines to help you detoxify. Everything that you need to help you get out of the substance use disorders is available. It's just that you need to take the first step and go ahead with it. Rest of your journey of your IVF could also be very, very positively impacted if you're able to give up some habits which may be causing some problems, or maybe the reason why you're not able to conceive, and that may actually lead to great results for you. So do think about that. If you have any other questions related to whether you are suffering from any drug use disorders, or are they actually impacting you very poorly in your process of IVF, we are very happy to answer all your queries. Thank you so much. Good luck.